Okay guys, back for another cast on the druid. So, last time I logged out in Hillspread after completing a quest sort of long overdue, Helcula's Revenge. And I sort of, I'm done with Argent Dawn for the moment, even though I'm sort of tracking the reputation down here. Like I stated 2 episodes ago, I need to start farming sort of dungeon reputation there, but that will be for later. I need some time to study the dungeons and the bosses, etc. So what I can do meanwhile, or one of the things that I can do, is do more of the sort of regular quests. It's always been my goal to do as many quests as possible and to farm as much reputation as possible. So back in episode, I think it's 203, I made Wild Guardians Part 1. It was a quest I picked up in Felwood, and I was sort of looking over my quests. I got 7 at the moment. These 2 here are in Blackrock Depths. It's a dungeon. So is Disharmony of Flame. Nothing I can do about that. This one is the one I'm on. I'm tracking it. This one is go talk to a guy in Silithus, and it's about farming scenario and rep as well. So I'm gonna wait a bit with that. This is a quest in Silithus as well, and again scenario and reputation. I need to again study how I sort of start out with the scenario and reputation. In the most sort of reasonable way, but yeah, that's an assignment for a later episode. So, and then I got 1 quest left I didn't want to hand it in because it awards reputation in Western Plaguelands, and again, it's Argent Dawn, so I need to do some dungeon farming now to sort of be effective there with the reputation. So that pretty much only leaves me this quest. And yeah, without further ado, I'm in Winterspring at the moment, down here, and I need to kill some of my kin again. There's some NPC here, Nelf. She's not flagged as Alliance. I'm just gonna buff up, by the way. But she's hostile. I wonder if she's hostile to Alliance as well, but who knows. And yeah, I forgot to tell you, by the way, I installed it's an add-on called Quartz, I think, and it's always annoyed me a lot that the cast bar. I had to set it. Well, it's probably easier if I show you, but caster against caster, it always annoyed me that I couldn't sort of remove Blizzard's standard cast bar. And about the quest here, I'm just changing the subject as slightly, but about the subject here, I just need to kill 13 Moon-touched Owl Beast. Yeah, so killing my own yet again here. Some of the highest level mobs that I'm killing actually, so I'm buffing up full. About the cast bar, first of all, it's way more eye-friendly than Blizzard's standard cast bar. And by the way, in order to get to the Wild Guardians, apparently there are some other kinds. There are the Crazed, and this guy was a Berserker Owl Beast. But as you can see here, it shows Quartz, as the add-on is called. It shows what spell I'm casting and sort of the duration. If I get interrupted, it will show how much time is added to that spell. But the most important thing, and what annoyed me the most actually, was that I couldn't see my character. Currently I'm not so far these mobs are melee, so it doesn't show very well, but I'd like to set up my my cast bars so that I can see if it's caster against caster, meaning this character against some other NPC. I'd like to see who finishes their spell first. So I've always sort of lined it up that way that I could see when I was finished and when my target was finished casting. It has to do if I wanted to interrupt or if I should run away, etc., etc. It's much easier to get a quick overview of if you're winning or losing a close fight, really. Unfortunately, none of these guys are casters, so it's a little bit hard to show what I mean here, but I've sort of set it up so that when I cast, then the enemy cast bar is right above my own cast bar. I could use quartz as well for that, but the problem is everything starts to sort of fill too much. And that was the annoying part that I wanted to talk about, is that I've always been a little tired that I couldn't see my character. I mean, I have to move everything so high that it's sort of the target and myself, our icons here, was sort of overriding the area where my character was actually. But that's changed now. I can barely be inside sort of the frame of it. Yeah. I got an idea that all of these guys can sort of respawn like the mobs that I actually need, Moontouch Guardian, so I'm just gonna kill everything in sight. I'm not that worried about experience anymore, of course, as I'm level 60, so no problemo there. And as we are sort of in a high, this is a high-end zone, I'm definitely gonna pick up every flower I come across here. I wonder if these caves are larger than I can see, but I'll figure that out in a second. But it seems, by the way, that these sort of moon-touched guys, they actually have mana, so one should think that they were actually casters. Oh, and they can use Moonfire on me. Interesting. That's the first time. There's a first time for everything. Further, as you can see, Quartz will put up any sort of additional spells that you make. I'm just gonna go full mana here, but if I cast Moonfire and Entangling Root, it will sort of put these two sort of timers on the duration of them on top of my sort of standard casting bar. I'll just show you in a second. Another way you can see that it's high-end zone here is, well, the mob's level, of course, but also that there's a rich thorium vein, for instance. But I'm just gonna use root first, and you can see it lines up roots above the normal cast bar, and then I use Moonfire as well. That made the Entangling Roots disappear, but I reset the Entangling Roots. So now I got the timer on both of these spells on top of the target. So very, very useful. I think Quartz is one of the best add-ons I've come across for a long time. It took me a bit of time to set it up, to be honest. It wasn't that easy, I think, but it seems to be working out well now. And I think the raw spell here, or the standard sort of casting spell, is very, very eye-friendly. Like I said, you could, the enemy cast bar, you could do it in the eye-friendly version, but then it would sort of take some of the, I can't really see my character then again. And that was one of the purposes to actually, you know, install Quartz in the first place, so I could sort of remove Blizzard's standard cast bar, which you can't. I couldn't figure out any other way to do that. I buffed up a little bit. I seem to have a lot of flowers. I was cleaning up my bank as well, and some of the herbs, or well, flowers, herbs, whatever. Some of it I could actually make some useful pots, like Arcane Elixir here. Requires level 37, sure, but it gives me 20 extra spell power for 30 minutes. And these lesser wizard oil, I had some of the flowers that I used. It's actually done by an enchanter, but it requires herbs as well. And it raises your spell power by 16. So by sort of pretty cheap maths, I could raise my spell power by 36. And it does show in my damage output. Normally I was never over 800, but you can see there are 809. Do I need the extra damage here? No, not really, but I'm just gonna burn them. The pots, I got so many of them. Right now I don't have any other plans about making a new caster. That's not entirely true. I'd like to make a lot of different characters, but I need time to do it as well, of course. And for now I'm just sticking to my druid. I'm not that interested in having too many different sort of characters. At the same, I mean, making multiple interesting. This, by the way, it looks like a bench. I feel an urge to sit here, guys. I just have to. Cute. Yeah, but yeah, I'd like to make other characters at some point, but I'm not that fond of making sort of multiple characters at multiple levels. I think it's a bit confusing for the channel. Sure, I could make one more series of some kind, but I think that would be tops for me. I mean, having two sort of chains at a time. There could be a point with the druid here when I have to sort of dungeon farm, or maybe like in order to complete everything, actually start to raid stuff. But in that case, then I will definitely start a new character to have some videos to upload, really, or some games to play. I'm not just gonna wait a week every time. Let's say if I was actually to raid. In order to wait for the reset of the raid or the dungeon or whatever. Actually, I think you can do quite a few of the same dungeons when you reach 60, and it's because it's not completely true, but it's the main thing to do when you reach 60 is do dungeons and raids. You could farm some reputation like I've done as well, say with Argent Dawn and stuff, and you can gather materials that you need in the raids, etc. But yeah, it's mainly dungeons and raids to improve your gear, I guess. And if you are a completionist like me, then you can do the rest of the quest and stuff. And that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. So, I have this theory here about these guys, that they can respawn as some of the mobs that I need. So I'm just gonna kill all of them. It's gonna be complete slaughter here. And pretty much everything they drop, the giant eggs can be used for cooking, the iron feathers can be used for leatherworking. Actually, the iron feather are used for my breastplate, iron feather breastplate, and iron feather shoulders. Feels odd when I'm the receiver of the moonfire. And they seem to have a fairly fast respawn. I mean, 2 of them already respawned here. And I think I got lucky maybe that they respawned as Moon-touched Owl Beast. And again, I'm just gonna kill everything inside in order to improve my chance to get a respawn of these guys. So you're going down as well, my berserker friend. I might be wrong though, because I think that these guys are pretty much the same as the ones when I came in. I was, if I looked at the map, then Questy showed me there was one other spot where I could sort of farm these guys, by the way. But with this respawn so far, then I think I'm just gonna stay here. I just need 3 more. And there's one inside this cave. Got a lot of flowers still in my bag. I think I had to accidentally show that as well in my last episode. And as my bank is pretty blocked with all the stuff from Argent Dawn that drops there, then I need to sort of, all these sort of, wouldn't say completely useless flowers, but I have to use them. I haven't really got any room for them. Normally I send stuff like that to my banker, but my banker is pretty blocked with all kinds of stuff. It's time for cleaning soon again, which is a sort of regular event. Because everything I had doubts about stuff, I just sent it to my banker, so my poor banker is just overloaded with all kinds of crap. But on the other hand, I think I'm fairly good at if some items I get are useless, then I'm actually gonna sell them. I'm not that much of a collector, you could say. Yeah, 2 more to go. And yeah, it's so quartz here, so eye-friendly to look at. I think the cast bar, it's very pleasant. To me anyway. And because I'm standing outside of the cave, even though the mob is inside, then I can use my root spell. So I guess they can spawn as something else, because this guy was last time. That was definitely one of the quest mobs I needed, moon touched, and now it's a berserker or something. Yeah, berserk owl beast. The quest giver was back in Fellwood. And we got the last guy here. So, Everlook, even though I set up my hearth there, is fairly close. So I'm just gonna ride back. Riding all dirty here with some aggro and stuff, but yeah, I should be fine. And great zone with these sort of ancient civilization, you know, marks like this ruin up there, for instance. And one other thing that people do is 60, by the way, I was talking about that when I started this episode, is that I see people farm stuff like, say, if they want some special recipe or some kind of special item that can drop from, let's say that these owls only can drop something that would be worth something to a hunter, for instance. Then people will farm stuff like that while they're waiting for dungeons and raids, and it's okay. It gives people something to do. Typically, sort of the more rarer drops will have a drop rate of around, say, 1% maybe, or something like that. And I'm gonna take a flight to Felwood, which is fortunately really close by, and sip of my own brown mana, aka coffee. And I got time, so if there's a follow-up, and I'll probably pick that up as well. I just saw I flew over some herb, but unfortunately I didn't get to see what kind of herb it was. Yeah, so I'm all hyped up about Black Lotus because I actually found one. So about the remaining herbs I have here, yeah, what could be interesting here? Superior mana potion, these can actually sell. They're rarely on the auction house and people kind of need them. It's not the best mana potion. There's one above this one, but you can use it from level 41. This sort of the discount version of mana potion, but DPS casters as well as especially healers could use mana potions, that's for sure. And they are pretty rarely on the auction house. The materials are fairly easy to get, especially the blind weed. I did some farming runs sort of off recording where especially in let's see, it's over here somewhere. Yeah, in Swamp of Sorrows, especially for blind weed, they're like all over the place. All you have to look out for at my level is there's a 62 elite called Somnus that's sort of flying. I don't know if he's doing a full circle of Temple of Atalhaka. I think actually he's doing like sort of a half moon around here. So you don't want to get too close to him for sure. He's a big guy, but he's fairly silent. Yeah, he looks like a dragon. Somnus. And as you can see here all over the map, I still got quite a few quests that I can actually engage, and I will. But yeah, everything in good time. So let's hand in this quest, see what it leads to. And the quest giver is down here. Mr. Troll Failban. 4 gold, 62 for pretty much doing nothing. And he wants me to kill 10 Berserk Owl Beasts. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. I got 100, nice fat 100 Orgrimmar reputation. And just to speed up things a little bit, I'm just gonna Hearth back to Everlook. It's in the same zone. So let's see. It looks like they are primarily up north. I'm gonna try up there this time. And I think, to be honest, well, I've been grinding some, of course, especially Argent Dawn, but I think at some point I send all my gold. I should send everything above 10 gold, really. There's no need to die with all your money with you. But I think even from grinding, that gold is coming in fairly fast. Even here in Vanilla WoW, that is sort of notorious for being hard to scrape gold together. I think at least at level 60 here, it comes in quite fast. So I hardly noticed, and I'm back at 60 gold again here. And questing gives insane amounts. I think like 4 gold, 62 for doing sort of a easy peasy standard quest like the one I just did. So I guess I should be a little bit on my toes. Haven't been here for like 10 years, so I don't know if there is any sort of lurking dangers besides the ones that I should normally expect in an area like this, like say these sort of regular mobs. And to be honest, since it's been so long since I've been here, I might be doing the quest on a little bit sort of not so efficient, you could say. Understood, like maybe I could have done 2 of them at the same time or stuff like that. I'll just have to figure that one out, and I guess I'll be alright if I have to kill the same 10 mobs over again. Oh well, I'll be alright. I'll survive it. After all, it's mainly reputation I'm after. It's not... Sure, efficiency is good and all, but it's sort of secondary comparing to... compared to reputation farming. I'm just gonna swap spots with this guy. I seem like I have my back better covered here. I don't know, this guy... Maybe this guy as well. It seems like they have a chance to drop some kind of item. Guarding secrets. I didn't see it before, so I think it has to do with after I turned in the quest, this became available from what I can see. But let's just see if we can get the drop at all. It might be a low drop, and then I'll take it from there. Yeah, okay, I suppose it wasn't a low drop because I got the quest there. It's this one. And it begins a quest. So, Baba Booba's... okay, so it's the same guy that I was... I'm my current quest giver that... where I'm supposed to hand in this necklace. I'm just gonna check the guild if it was a Horde, but it doesn't look like it. I don't seem to recall the name as well. Baba Boobas. And again, I can imagine that each of these guys can respawn as some other mob, so yeah, I'm just pretty much killing everything in sight. And even though I'm 60 and I got some survivability, of course, then I should always sort of be at the lookout for the local, I call them son of a Rugal, meaning that some high-level elite that the developers placed for you to learn to sort of have self, or not self, but yeah, awareness. Surprised I haven't gotten aggro from this guy yet. And there was another necklace, so yeah, it's hardly a low drop rate. It could also be that the quest was available all the time, and when you, if you by accident were killing some of these, then you were sort of led to the quest giver. That's the one that has sent me here in the first place, this guy to Failbane. And there he is again from the necklace quest. And yet another necklace. But they seem to be quite plentiful here, the Berserker Owl Beasts. And 2 more to go. I can see one down there, so yeah. Would be odd if I can't complete it here. Yeah. 4 strength, 9 stamina, 14 spirit. Odd kind of boots, really. I thought I saw one in here, but yeah, I might be wrong. Yeah, okay. So, as usual, when double pull here is loot the one with the full life and then finish the other one. So this was the actual guy I came for. In their cozy little niche. And that was the final one. So back to Trool in the Fellwood. It's good to know, actually, these sort of the Winterfall runners, they are part of a quest. What I haven't really engaged in Timbermore Hole a little bit, not a rather lot, but I didn't actually know that they walked this far. They start up here, I think, walk all along the road, and apparently then they continue here this way. I don't know for how far. Maybe they even turn around this way. Could be. That's the Timbermore Holes, or the main, or the Winterfall village. But it's good to know. I thought they were they have a different patrol route. They are sort of, you could say, sort of the local son of a Rugal, as I call it, the local danger. Because they are, after all, it's a it's a triple pull, and I've seen people die from them on the server. Not recently, but I've seen it before, and it's probably because people are sort of semi-AFK while riding on the road, and they do tend to walk quite a bit in the middle of the road. Meaning that's normally where you don't get a lot of aggro, even in sort of high level zones, but it's not like in the beginning when you start, say, from level 1 to 10 or something like that, where there's pretty much never any mobs on the road if you stay just on the middle on the road. And then as the developers of the game sort of slowly raise the difficulty level, you will sometimes have mobs crossing the road and stuff. So, and I think it's kind of cool. I mean, that you learn more sort of awareness. So I'm gonna fly back to Trul now and hand in these 2 completed quests. Yeah, the new one I got here, it might lead to something else. We'll just have to see about that.
For the Horde!
And maybe this time I should be a little more on my toes about sort of see if I'm really lucky and fly over a Black Lotus. That would be actually a little painful, because there'll be a long time, let's say I spot a Black Lotus here, I'm back at Trul, and then able to actually pick it up. But it's a rare spawn, and even though this is a low population server, then yeah, I think Black Lotus will be picked up fairly fast anyway, low pop or not. I think that's actually where I found the first one, very close to Donovan Snowden. Talking about Black Lotus, I think they may actually spawn here in Felwood as well. Never seen one, but I think it's possible. So, almost there.
What do you need? Strength. Go forth to victory.
Okay, so the necklace led to another quest where I have to talk to a narrow wildman. And I can choose one of these rewards, which is pretty useless for me, plate and mail, but still, I'll take the quest, of course.
With honor.
It might lead to another quest again. So, yeah. That's pretty much what I had time for today, guys. So, as usual, staying here with my Blood Venom Post Brave buddies. Then, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.